Now I'm going to see if I can find this live. Do it. I'm just working on my scarf again. This is Doctor Who. And I think I'm almost ready for a color change. And that's why I figured I'll do a few minutes, see who's out and about. And I don't know if anybody else is on. I didn't get a chance to even look. Did some chores, and here I am. So, welcome in. All right. I may be by myself. We'll see. Yes. That's okay. At least there's a little bit of watch hour time here. Good morning. Or that's where I am anyway. Welcome in. Yes. Welcome in. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Let's see. Oh, there's Carol. Oh my gosh. Hey, I've been missing you. Oh, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let me know how what you're up to. Because I was just talking about you the other day and I went, where is Carol? But I figure you have, life is life and try not to be all nosy, in your situation. But that's ironic. I was just thinking about you. Yeah. Good for you, girl. Good to see you. Yes. And thank you so much for hanging out. And there's Suzanne. Hello. You're going to learn how to knit at the DFW. Ooh, in September. Nice. I heard that's a good show. Because I know Miguel's been talking about it for a while, but I don't think he's ever gone that I've been aware of. Let me see. Good to see you, Suzanne. Thanks for coming in. Yes. DFW. Yeah, that'll be good. And hopefully they'll straighten you out. Those people, usually those people that go to those shows are OGs, So it's cool. Welcome in. So it is Tuesday. I have nothing on the agenda. So I'm still working on my Doctor Who scarf. So I'll show you just a little bit. Let me see. Pull him back a little bit. But just so I don't lose my stitches. But he's getting longer. This guy is ridiculously long. Let me see. I'll start him from down here. All right. So let's see. So we got him here. So that's the end. So we got a lot of colors happening. See that? So I didn't measure it because I have to get my yardstick now. So the next color is purple. So that's going to be what's next. And then it's going to repeat. I believe it repeats here. So it goes camel, purple, I think green, and then orange. Or green and then yellow. Yep. So it's going to repeat these three colors in a row here. So it's interesting. Yeah. But he's long. And he's just way too long right now. And actually, he's warming me up. So that's really funny. But yeah, still working on this guy. And I'm going to I think I'm going to do, I still have, I'm only halfway done. But there's no way I'm going to make this 7 feet long. It's crazy. I think that's what it comes out to be, about 7 feet. So I'm not doing that. But I figure I'll just make it really close to what it looks like according to the recipe. But anyway, this is so long. And my daughter's regular size, so this is going to be a lot. You know what I mean? For her. Regardless. Because I think it's about 5 feet long now. So I may just do another and then keep it moving. Oh, please say hello, Ukraine. Nice. Yuna. Hello. Hello, Ukraine. Wow, that's far away. Thanks for coming in. Yes. And how's it going over there, if you don't mind sharing with the crew? I know there's a lot of crazy political upheaval over there, but I hope life is good for the people in Ukraine. Because I know it's tough over there. Yeah. But hello, Ukraine. Yep. So Yuna. That's a nice name. I think it's Yuna. If I'm reading that correctly. Reading a little upside down, so. But thank you for coming in. I guess you're a crafter. You make, you probably crochet. I know there's a lot of people in Ukraine crochet. Oh, you're a singer. Nice. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. I sing a little bit, but I'm not a trained situation. I wish I had received a little bit of training, but I just Never did. You know, when I was in school and stuff, I never did choir. I hated that so much. But it's good training. You know, I should have probably done choir. Yes. Nice. Yes. Oh, you crochet. I figured, yeah, because a lot of people in Ukraine crochet. I'll tell you. Yeah, we have I've been meeting, you know, I go to flea markets and every now and again you'll get a church or somebody from the Ukrainian church and they all crochet. Pretty serious stuff. Yep. I don't think I know one that doesn't crochet. Yep. That's pretty good. Oh, you've been to Junior Univision. Nice. Or Eurovision, sorry. Pretty cool. Yeah. Well, where I grew up, we had a couple of Ukrainian churches too in the area. So, but they all did, you know, sewing and crochet but mostly sewing and crochet and embroidery, I think. That was the other thing. It's pretty cool. But thanks for coming in. Please leave a thumbs up if you can. This isn't real exciting. You know, knitting is a slow process. It's very slow. Or it's you know, like I'm medium. I'm not fast, I'm not slow. But yep. Almost done with this row here. Which is nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Suzanne, are you going to that New Jersey sheep and wool? I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do that or not. I'm not sure. Still trying to decide. You know, it's one of those things. I'm on the edge because we have one in Central PA. I think the following week. So I don't know. I gotta pick and choose because my husband was saying, you know, you should probably do one because it's a drive either way. You know, because we're in the middle. So let me move this thing here. I got all these extra hooks and stuff here. Should probably have gotten rid of that, but I just held on to them because I've been sort of, you know, doing a little crafting along the way. Yeah, it's good. Oh, it is a scarf. Yes. Yeah, you're going. Yeah, there's a good ski resort. Oh, nice. My family skis. I don't ski because I'm scared. Well, not scared. I'm a little clumsy, so I always I like to watch people ski. Like I've skied a couple of times, but it's just, you know, I'm a little clumsy. Although I would rather snowboard. That looks for me like that almost makes more sense. You know, skiing is definitely a skill. Yep. But that's nice. Ski resorts. Yeah, that's always fun. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's see. What's knitting needles would you recommend? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Just get the I think it's an 8. Size 8. And I forget how many millimeters that is. Yeah. Yeah, an 8 or a 9 is a good size. I mean, a lot of people say, Carol, to do bulky stuff. So bulky stuff would be like 11 to 15, really bulky stuff to start with. But, you know, the ones that I find that I use are usually the 8 and 9 all the time. Like, that's just the ones. But, you know, you can get a pretty cheap set, you know, on, you know, those websites. They always sell them. But I like these ones here. These are expensive. Um, hmm. Oh, and actually, send me your address, Carol, and I can show you. But look, these are really long. And they have this fancy little edge on them. But these are like 14 inches long. These are longer. I like the longer ones. A lot of times people try to sell you these ones that are real short. And you sit there and you go, what the heck? They're so short. Like this one here. And these are pretty long too. But these are actually longer than these, believe it or not. Yeah. But you know, and then it depends on what kind of yarn you're using because they say like some people like wooden, some people like metal or aluminum. And I use both. It just depends on what I'm using. But I think for the wool, the wooden ones do a little bit better, I think. But I don't think it, you know, like I said, I always just adjust for whatever it is. But a lot of people, you know, you have to sort of find your way. But if you're doing like a worsted weight, like an 8 or a 9 is good. Yep. Let's see. Oh, Butter Roll Boutique. Hello. Hey. If you were a food, what food would you be? I'm afraid to ask that question. Let's see. I don't know. I sort of let me think here. Oh boy. I used to love like pizza, which is terrible. You know, it's not the best for you. But I do like bread. I think bread, if I had to pick something, it would be bread. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, everyone's saying hello, Butter Boutique. I was just watching Motivational Monday replay. Oh, you were? Oh, thank you. Was that crazy? That actually took a crazy turn. I appreciate it. Yeah, I figured I'm just gonna do get a little watch hours in today before the crowds. It seems like it's been very crowded, crochet and knit wise, but you know, it is what it is. We're all sort of working, trying to keep the monetization going, you know? Yeah, just funny. So you're going on tomorrow, Butter Roll, around this time. Yeah, okay. So I'll be looking for you. Yes. But yeah, like I said, I've just been all over the place, you know, just trying to I'm trying to finish this project, but it's gonna be probably another, I'm gonna say at least another two, well, maybe not 2 weeks, but it'll probably be another, you know, a couple weeks. And so my daughter's birthday's coming up, so I'm gonna be hanging out with her at some point. And then, you know, Labor Day's Monday already. So yeah, you know, this summer is gone. And that's how I sort of emotionally think about Labor Day, because I know like my garden is almost done. There's only a couple tomatoes left. But I did can some yesterday. I canned some to make some sauce. And I saw a recipe for ketchup. So I may try that. I hate to ruin the tomatoes just in case it turns out bad. And I saw some, you know, jam recipes. So I don't know. I don't have any berries, but I was thinking I might pick some up and make some jam. But I'm just, you know, trying to preserve a little bit of stuff just in case. Yep. Oh, and forgot to. Oh, you're a cosplayer. Yeah. So my husband does that. My husband and my kids do that. So cosplaying's fun. I like to watch people cosplay. We made a Doctor Strange outfit for my husband. He sewed the harder parts, but I put together like some of the little side pieces. You know, like I do little small things, but he sews on the machine. I'm not real good at that. But we made the little Doctor Who jacket, and it looked pretty good. You know, that was the one thing we did, and it took us a while. So after we did that, we haven't done it since, and it's been 2 years now, maybe 3. But we got a chance to meet Stan Lee before he passed away. We went to this real big cosplay thing, and Stan Lee he was like the surprise guest, so we got a chance to meet him, and that was fun. Yeah. Let me see. Everyone's saying hi. Oh, there's Miss Annette. Hello. Tangled in Yarn Annette. And let's see. Yep, everybody's saying hi. Oh, 2 times. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, from Forsaken. Nice. Yeah, so cosplay is fun. Like I said, I don't do it. I'm the nerd that wears a T-shirt that has something on it. Because all those places, every time I've gone, they're really overheated because they're always packed. That's the only problem. If you don't like people, those are the ones in the United States are brutal. Yeah, they can be very big. And this one time when we went to Washington D.C. and that's where we saw Stan Lee, and that place was packed. I mean, it was ridiculous, and it was August, but it was really really warm in there. I think because of all the people. They had AC on, but it was terrible. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But he was nice. Stan Lee was really sweet, and he was like 94. I don't even know. He was an old guy at that point, and you know, and he was just like, "Are you guys having fun?" And I'm like, "I think so." I'm like, "Are you having fun?" because he was like, just, he was kind of sitting there. They propped him up. It was kind of funny. But I think, yeah, I got to do one more row. I think I am going to switch colors after this row, and then I'm going to do purple. I'm going to keep it moving because, like, this, I'm supposed to do 54 rows. I am not doing 54. I've done about 25 rows, maybe more than that. Might be 30 rows. That's too much. But the Doctor Who scarf, it's like 7 feet. Yeah, so it's crazy. Yeah, too much. when you're a regular sized person. See, if you're tall, like 6 feet or 7 feet, 6.5 feet tall, like, or which I don't know how that works in metric, but that's, yeah, this gets real big. But I figured I'd try it. Let's see. Yep. And Carol's saying, yeah, you went on a cruise. Whole family. Oh, that was nice. So did you go, was it like Caribbean, I guess? I'm going to assume. Or was it Mexico? Yeah, or Hawaii. Like those are the ones I always hear people going. Or Alaska. People go to Alaska. But Alaska's pretty. Yeah. Oh, that's great. You went on a cruise. Good for you. Oh, you went to Crete? Oh, Crete is beautiful. And there's Michelle. Good morning, Michelle Sleeper. Thanks for coming in. And thanks for being a member. Also, Carol. Yeah, that's nice. Yes, appreciate the members and the subscribers. It gives you the extra support on the channel. Yep. Yeah, and Carol, if you can, you can say, if you can find my email address, if you can send me your mailing address, that'd be good. Because I can get you a little bit started on the knitting. You could try these out before you end up spending money, Yeah. Yeah. I can give you a couple of sizes because I have a few, I can hook you up. That's nice. Let's see. Oh, everybody's saying hi. So how's it going? And everybody's saying hi. Okay, cool. Yes. Well, I know the cruise was good. Well, hopefully was the weather good. Because I know over the summer there was a little bit of storming I saw. Some of the cruises looked a little scary. Like the waves were pretty big. But usually on the cruise ships it's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, one day. But Crete is pretty. That's really where I want to go. I want to go to Greece and Crete. That would be nice. But that's really the only other bucket list place I really want to go. And maybe Italy. I'll check that out too. I guess while you're there, you may as well just run through Europe. Because Europe is small. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh, the whole summer in Ukraine was rainy. Interesting. Oh, it was Mexico. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Mexico's pretty. Yeah, the weather's nice. Yeah, so it's been raining, and it's been raining here too. I mean, we had maybe 3 weeks, not weeks, but maybe 3 weeks where we had a couple of days of rain in like May and June. Was it May? It was May. And then about 3 weeks ago, it rained about 3 days in a row. So it was nice. We didn't have to water our garden. So that saved a lot of money. But yeah, the weather has been really strange this summer. There's just been a lot of rain here. I don't know. And then other people like Miguel in Texas, and I think Carol's in Texas, he said there was no rain. And I said, really? Because we're getting a lot of rain, I mean, enough rain to, keep things flowing there. But yeah, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. But I went to this, they had an online knitting class. And it was actually pretty decent, Carol. And it kind of gave you like basics. And I don't know if it's still on YouTube. But if you email me, I'll send you the link. I'm going to have to dig for it. But some of the videos are up for a day or so. And it was like you could pay, like if you paid, you could get lifetime access to the videos. But it was like 4 days of about 6 hours a day, which is a lot of knitting. But they talked about, picking fiber and things like that. So it was nice, stuff like that. Like, I think that's the stuff that people need to talk about more. Choosing fiber, what's a good one? making swatches and things like that. Yep. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Una. Yes. The weather was great. We didn't have any trouble. It rained a couple of times while we were there. Okay. Not bad. Thank you. And some cats. Thank you. I do enjoy cats. I don't have a cat, but I've been watching I've been watching cat videos. I know, like everybody. Like, I have to sort of get my act together and stop. I have to stop scrolling. Like, the last couple of days I was scrolling, and I said, okay, get off the internet. Like, and then it's funny because my husband and I have been sending each other crazy stuff. And then I hear him kind of snickering in the back room, and he's like, and then I'm like, you know, it's just weird. We are weird people. Yes. And we've been putting more rain. Oh, you've been getting more rain than usual, for August. Yeah. Well, that's good. But I know Miguel was saying he doesn't have enough rain, And I'm just like, wow, that's really interesting. But I forget who's closer to the equator, you or he. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. The weather. It's been interesting. Whoops. But I learned a few new things with knitting. Just for me, it was just talking about, the fabric and picking and making, like I said, I'm probably going to do more swatches. Like when you do a scarf, you really don't have to, but it's cool. So what I'm going to do is cut this here. I'm going to give it a little tail, and then I'm going to go to the next color. Put this thing away. Bye-bye. Yes. Anyway, I got to bend over and grab my purple. There we go. There we go. Hello. All right, here we go. So here's the purple. Yeah. Let me see here. What is happening here? Gonna make sure I got the right. Don't want to pull this through. But this is like Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. Just acrylic. So I just did acrylic for this thing, which is nice. Yep. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. All right, now. Here we go. Don't want to drop my knitting needle. Yeah. So we'll see. And I just leave a little bit of a tail there. Then I'll put it, let's see here. Pull that guy tight. Okay, here we go. All right. And then I'm just going to tie a knot, and I'll weave this in later. But, like I said, I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do here, but I'm just going to do a little knot. All right. So that should hold me. Yep, there we go. So I have a nice long tail. And I can weave it if I want. Yep. So there we go. There we go. Oops. Get in there. Okay. Gotta make sure I'm using the right tail here. Oops. That would be funny to do the camel. Let's see, there's the color change. It's hard to see the first row. Yep. Let me see. Okay, been making blankets. I've made 4 in the last 3 months. Good for you. Yes. Oh, I missed the thing about the pillow. Sorry. Let's see. Oh, I missed the one comment. Let's see. But anyway, thanks to everyone coming in. Yep, Nightbot saying hey. Yeah, and if you want to drop your link, well, actually you can't. Never mind. I'm not going to even mention it. I forgot the live stream, the vertical lives, you can't click on the links. You can come back and look at it later if you want to link up with some people. Yep. But if you double tap, you can subscribe to the channel. So anyway, I do a little bit of motivation, do some crafting, and a little bit of cooking. So I have a cooking video coming out on Friday. And I'm talking about pie crust, which is a big deal. So I'm going to be doing some more. Haven't been baking as much because of the calories and all that stuff. Try not to eat too much garbage, junk, you know. But I do enjoy baking. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's interesting. Move. So these are my stabby scissors. I'll move them out the way. But there we go. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Oh, see you later, Yuna. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. Gotta go. Okay, thank you. Yep, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. Yep. I always forget to look at the chat. Yes. Bye. And see, is it Caroline Hart? Good to see you. Said hello. Thanks for coming in. And Suzanne said, Kel, what was the schedule? Yeah, so yeah, it's scheduling at 12. Yeah, it's just a premiere. I put it in as a premiere, which is crazy. Yeah. But I made the video earlier and I just said, I'm just going to roll it out at the usually because I used to do more of my cooking on Friday. So that's what that is. Yeah. So I put it for Friday morning, literally. Yeah. I don't know if it gives me any extra, whatever. But I guess if anybody's bored, they can check it out at midnight. That's what that is. Yeah. Yep. Let me see. Life with, let me see. I can. Tasharia, hey! Frugal Mama, good to see you. And let's see. I'm making a C2C. That's what Annette's making. M&M graph, nice. Oh, for the Boggy Creek in Florida for the sick children. Create my own graph. That's pretty good. Hey. And then Caroline saying, hello, how to knit the underside of sock. Ooh. Now, I am not a sock knitter, I'll tell you. I'm still learning. But if you get, I know this is crazy, but there's a lady called the Crazy Sock Lady, something like that. And I heard that she has good sock tutorials. I've never actually watched one, but she has and she just did a tutorial the other day. Like I subscribed to her, the Crazy Sock Lady. And but I know like it depends on the heel, if you make a gusset or not a gusset. Like I know the mechanics of it, but I've never actually made more than one sock. And I think I made a sock without a gusset. So yeah, it's definitely a whole thing. So I would say check out the Crazy Sock Lady. I believe that's her name. The Crazy Sock Lady on YouTube. And she definitely has tutorials. Yep. So let's see. I can't find your address. Okay. So let me see if I can, it's I brought it, BROUT, I brought it at gmail.com. Yep. And that's it. Yeah, sometimes they make you, I don't know, on the phone. It's harder to find. On the computer, it pops right up. It's really weird. But yeah, if you do I brought it, IBROUGHTIT at gmail.com. Yep. And I can get your information there. And it should pop up, hopefully. But yeah. And that's the best way to do it. Yep. And there's Miss Sonia. Good morning. And there's Kenneth Wilkinson. Thanks for coming in. Yay. Hello. It's a wave. And Renee's here. Hello. Oh, my goodness. Thank you guys so much for coming in. So working on this still working on my scarf. This scarf is going to go on, on into infinity. So how are you guys? Hopefully everything's going okay. And thanks for being members on the channel. Yeah. All right now. Got a few members. So this is our members meeting. No, it's not. But we'll have to have a members only meeting. I have not done that in a while. So let me know what a good time is maybe this is a good time. Everybody's saying hi. Oh, Spider-Man. Hello. Listening while crocheting. Diamond Ring Girl. Hello. Spider-Man. Yes. The Crazy Sock Lady has great videos. Yes. Thank you so much for backing me up on that. Yeah, she's the one. And I've heard that from like at least 10 people. I've heard that from so many people. So I'm going to go with her. Yeah. And I don't remember. if Mimi Cat do make socks all the time. And Renee makes socks. Yeah, somebody had a question, Renee. I don't know if you can scroll back up. She was asking about making the underside of the sock because she's a sock person. We have a sock person now, Renee Unraveled. Yeah, if you could re-ask your question. But yeah, I am just not an expert. It's very tragic. Like I wish I could make socks, but I just don't have as much experience as I would like. You know. Yes. And Annette saying hello, hello. Yes. Uh-oh. I just missed. I'm sorry. I just missed somebody. Yeah, Crazy Sock Lady has a free vanilla sock pattern too. Nice. I'm sorry, I missed the one comment. Oh, geez. Yeah, it just jumped. But let me see if I can find it. I missed a couple of comments, and I apologize. Sometimes it jumps, but everyone's saying hello. Yes. Yeah, so check her out. And everybody's saying hello. Yep, Diamond Ring Girl. Okay. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, Diamond Ring Girl makes socks. Yep. She's made everything. So yeah, so for sure, definitely yeah, check her out. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else. Who else? But yeah, it's interesting. I'm just gonna open my other device here real quick because that really jumped. And I said, "Oh, I cannot see now." Usually, I'm pretty good, but that one I could not see. Let me turn down my volume. There we go. All right. Let me see. Da, da, da. Rainbow Creations. That's Denise. Yeah, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. And yes. Did I miss? Oh, that one comment is already gone. Let me see if I can go back. But anyway, so check out those sock people and for the tutorials. But also I would say get a good sock book. And there's a couple of sock books I just happened to see. I think it was Michael's or somebody like that. Let's see. Oh, Annette just got a request to make a blanket for an auction for our local high school basketball team. That's what Carol's saying. Nice. Well, I'd love to do something with their initials on it. It's hard to do that with C2C. Oh, no, it's not, actually. My lady in my um, crochet group does it all the time. Yeah, she does it all the time. And if you have graph paper, you can sketch it out. And for sock, here, Earth One Girl is the best. She has a book. That's what Annette's saying. Aha. Nice. There we go. Okay, I think I got it. All right, I just want to make sure I caught up. But yes, but that's it. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes they don't let you find your live, but there it is. Maybe do a crochet overlay. Oh, I think that's what it's called. Oh, like a mosaic kind of thing. Yeah, so my friend does C2C all the time. And she does Eagles and, all this crazy, she does like Philadelphia Eagles. That's her team. She loves the Eagles. And everything's I wish I had a picture. I don't have a picture of hers nearby. But she has crazy stuff. Like she and everything and she every time she does some kind of a thing, it's always C2C. And she just grafts it sort of and then just follows, one stitch for every little thing. And oh yeah, and Liz does the C2C. That's her thing too. She's done a lot of that. Or is that mosaic? Yeah, the mosaic. But the mosaic, I think you can do that all with C2C. It's just a graph. So if you sketch it out, you can do it. And it's not too hard. Yes, yes. Everybody's saying hi. That's cool. Yes, yes. And that's me. I design my own graph. Yeah, see, I think that's the best thing to do. And then hopefully, like nobody can say, "Oh, you borrowed my stuff." I'm like, "Nope, I sketched it." Yep. So I think that's a beautiful thing. But I've done like a couple of mosaics, not a ton, but like I did. Liz has a mosaic Halloween like coaster. Like I did those. And those were cute. But thank you guys so much for hanging in there. I really appreciate you. But yeah, now I can see my chat, so this is good. Yep. Nice. But like I said, I really enjoyed this fiber stuff. Not a spinner or anything like that, but I do like to, I don't buy a whole lot of yarn though. Lately I just haven't really had the energy. Like a lot of people are buying a lot of good stuff. Like, Michael's is having all that. They have their cake, their Karen cakes are back. But they're so expensive. And I just kind of, every time I go in there, I go, even though it's not that expensive, but yet it is. I go, 39.99. And then I get like sticker shock, 12.99. But the cakes are okay. Like, I don't know. I'm on the edge with the cakes. I like them, but I don't. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel. Okay. Oh, you said it's expensive. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Denise, for sure. Because I kind of go, Because it's weird because I'm only half into it. Like, I'm not fully in like a lot of these. Because I don't know if you remember, but years ago, a lot of the big channels were pushing the cakes. You got to buy the cakes. You got to buy the cakes. And I made a couple of things with them, but basically, a lot of them were just stripes. So, I mean, you can do your own stripes. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. Yeah. And you can use your scraps and make your stripes, if you have a, ball winder. Yeah. So, oh, you agree? Yeah, they're way too expensive. That's what Suzanne's saying. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, and then Diamond Ring Girl said, yes, I can't believe the cost of yarn these days. I'm trying not to spend any on yarn. Yes. And yep. And Renee's agreeing. Everything is crazy expensive. Yeah. Because I just realized I have to go to the store, which I'm like, ugh. Every time I go in there, I get sticker shock. Just over like little stuff. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out ways to be, ways to be creative. But I mean, like I said, we sort of I have a yarn group, and we get together and we sort of do trades. Now, online you don't want to do a trade, but sometimes, like some lady brought in sock yarn the other day, and it was the Patton's. I guess it's Patton's. The Croy sock yarn, and it was really ugly. But I think I'm going to make a hat out of it. So I have two skeins, and it's real skinny. But I think I'm going to make a hat out of it. It's probably going to be a nice hat, but I'm thinking for socks, it was kind of, they were a little busy. And it was like it was a weird mix too. Like it wasn't usually is a little bit of wool and polyester, but this one was weird. I don't even know I don't know. So, and I knew the woman that had the yarn hated it. Yeah. But that's usually what you do is you trade the stuff that you're not in love with. You know what I mean? And you go and you do that. Yeah, so there's that. But I don't know. Like I said, I wish we could do a trade. It's not safe online, but it would be nice if you could. You know what I mean? I just lost my screen here. Come on. Here we go. All right, there we go. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. And then, Carol, can you email me? I will help you. Oh, nice, Annette. Thank you so much. Yes. And then Annette saying she has shorts on her channel of her graph cans. Nice. Yeah, and I'll have to make sure that I'll come back and hit you up here. Because I thought I subscribed, but I'm not sure. You know how you do the thing and you go, did I? I thought I did. And then Renee said, yeah, and actually, if anybody, I would say, Annette, if you can, leave a comment, and then I'll come back and make sure. That's the best way. If you leave a comment on any of the videos or shorts, I'll come back and find you. But I'll try to make sure I do that today. But I've got some chores I got to do, and I'm hoping I don't get forgetful. Yep. And let's see. And then Renee said, I love fingering weight for a lot of things. We just don't have enough cold weather for bulky. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, see, California's warm. You're very fortunate. We freeze our cakes here. So, literally. Yes. Yeah, it gets chilly here. So, and I understand that. But what's funny? The last time I went to California, it was like in October, about this time, a couple years ago. And everybody was wearing North Face jackets. And I kind of looked at them sideways because it was pretty warm, I thought. I wore like not sweatshirts, but like longer sleeve shirts. And they all had on, serious wool, winter jackets. And I thought, they really want to be in a colder climate. Because North Face is so warm. It's so warm. But yeah, if you guys want to give any channel updates, anything new that's exciting, I have no tutorials, none of that stuff. Sometimes I do like real basic stuff, but yeah, I just think like the biggest thing with there's still like a lot of new crocheters out there and new knitters, and I think people really want to check out the fiber arts. But I just like to look at the stuff in the store, and I just kind of go, interesting. But that's about it. Like I said, like I said, I went to Michael's, and they didn't have the anniversary cakes, but they had those smaller slice of anniversary cakes, and those were $13. And I don't know, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm good, even though they're pretty and they're smaller. Because the anniversary cakes, I don't know if you've ever tried them, but they're ridiculously huge. And I made a ridiculously long scarf and still had a bunch left. Like I had a ball the size of my head left. And I went, wow. So it's worth the money, I guess, maybe, if you can get it, marked out. Like right now, I think it's 30% off. And so here we go. I got another row of purple there. Yeah, they're 30% off. Yeah, and that's nice. Oh, that's good. So Carol and Annette are meeting up. That's nice. God's desire for me. Good morning. And let's see, Renee's saying hi. Very good. Welcome in. Oh, yeah. How did you like that knit class? Did you like that? I like to get some feedback because I didn't really know anybody else in there. So, but let me know what you thought. Like I was watching it. My husband was sort of watching it with me the one day. He was bored. I could tell. Because he doesn't, do any of this stuff. But it was just funny. He was like, wow, that's pretty fancy and intense. All right, let me see if I can fix this little side here. I think that's tight enough. There we go. Pull that a little tighter. Yeah, you really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good. And then, oh, okay, interesting. So, and that's saying some of the Michaels have Big Twist Classic. Interesting. Yeah, being new to knitting, I learned a lot. Yeah, so that was a good I was telling Carol if she can find it. I'll email you. I mean, the links are gonna go dead pretty soon. But it was a really good, informational thing about knitting. Yeah, I thought that was really good. Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah, you're new. Yeah, see, it's good to see, more people kind of doing both. Like I think you almost have to. You really not have to, but I think you should learn both. That's my opinion there because I think it's fun. And things come out really. I think wearables come out really nice, and people always say, "Yeah, your stitchers are pretty good," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I've always been like that. Even when my first project came out okay. So I always say like, give it a try. It's kind of fun. Yes. And then Renee said, "I'm working hard to find projects for what I have on hand. I don't want my stash to take over my life, lol." Well, it may. Yeah, so the big twist. Yeah, it's interesting. So I know my Michaels didn't have it, Annette. So I don't know. I like the big twist. I like the colors. Like I thought the colors were really nice. Just really weird colors of greens and oranges, like stuff like that. Stuff that I would never normally buy. And I ended up buying some of the weird colors that they had and some pinks. Not pinks, but they had like a peach and some colors that I just didn't have. So that was really nice. But I really like the Big Twist Classic. I'm kind of sad that it's going away. I mean, although, I think the closest one now to that, Michael's has that Craft Smart. And the Craft Smart has some of those colors, really unusual colors, sort of like the Big Twist. And I think it's a little bit cheaper, actually. The Michaels, and it's the cheap stuff. But I thought that the colors were nice. And I really, I ended up buying, a couple, like I said, of the weird colors I don't have. Tangerine, some really. And there was like a tangerine variegated, which was interesting. So I figure at some point I'll probably make a blanket and put those two together. somehow in there. Yeah. But I don't know. There was, I guess, was it like it must have been 4.99 ish somewhere in there. Oh yes, see, and I agree with that. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. So Renee said, "Very nice, even stitches, Kelly. Thank you." And then God's desire for me said, "I'm so glad I stepped out of my comfort zone and took the plunge. So now I'm hooked on your fifth knitting project. What the heck? Okay, girl. I see you. No, that's really good, man. That's awesome." And Renee saying, "I hope someone carries the Big Twist Baby Bunny. It was my favorite." Yeah, that was nice, Renee. And I bought a couple of skeins of it. And yes, that is correct, Renee. That's great. God's desire. Yeah, knitting is easier on the hands. And that's probably why I've been doing it just over the last 6 months. It's just, for me, it's good. Now, I throw my stitches. I don't do the continental very often. But, it's okay. People were complaining on there. I'm like, how everybody whines on you're doing it wrong. All this crazy. I'm like, calm down. But for me, if I don't throw the yarn around the needle, I lose stitches. Continental, sometimes I lose the stitches. So I'm always really careful. And for me, I get the right tension or get a decent tension. And that's kind of, why I do what I do. So there's that. Yeah. But, there's methods to the madness. You know what I mean? Ay, ay, ay. But there's that. Yeah, it's kind of like, come on now. And let's see. Suzanne's saying, oh, wait, let's go back. Oh, Annette's saying the colors are fun, especially when making graphs. Mary Maxim and Hershner's carry Big Twist. Oh, that's good. Now, but I don't like the big ball, the pounder. Those always get really tangled, so you got to be careful because I've been through it. And then Suzanne saying, I think Big Twist was popular when it was around $2. Yep, at Joanne, but now it's close to 5. Not sure it's so well beloved. Yeah, that's true. And then let's see. Took me a while to find the style that works for me. I like Norwegian. Yeah, Norwegian's good. God's desire. Yeah, for sure. And I did that. That was my first project. I actually made it like a Norwegian sweater. Or I guess, what do they call it? Fair Isle. Yeah, I guess it's Fair Isle. I did that. And it's beautiful. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Your bus is going to Plum Creek. Okay, you're going to be there at 11? Okay. I'll come and visit. Because my husband and I went there yesterday. They have good ice cream. Mm-mm. Very good. All right, now. I'll have to meet you. And then Renee said, I like that. I knit like that too. I'm a pretty tight knitter. Yes. Yeah. And so I had a conversation. So the one lady in my yarn group said that she throws too. Like there's pickers and throwers. And I'm throwing. And she said, I lose stitches if I pick. And I went, same here. That's why I don't do it. And she's been knitting for 60 years. Yeah. And if you see her, she's she's got her little rhythm, and her stitches are pretty good too. You know what I mean? But I think that's like the thing with any whatever you're doing, knitting or crochet, you got to get the tension right. And you got to figure out how to get your tension. And that's like kind of it makes everything gold, It's fire. You got to get that tension. So you got to figure out, how to do it. Yep. Oh, we'll leave here at 11, so maybe 12. Okay. Cool, cool. I will definitely. I'm going to put this on my calendar. And we need some thumbs up, guys. Oh, thank you, Miss Carol. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. And yeah, please thumbs up. Like I said, hopefully people will find the chat. We're having good conversation, which is like fire. I love it. Yeah. But like I said, I knitted, for a long time. I mean, I knitted for, well, no, that's not true. I crocheted for like a minute. When I literally say I did, I only learned like the chain and maybe I think I learned the double crochet. But then I just like didn't know what to make. I was probably like 7 years old or something. And I just I was half into it and I kind of, but the knitting I did, to make a sweater, and because sweaters just cost so much money. Like if you buy a hand knit sweater, and this lady, I went to the flea market and this lady had hand knit sweaters, and she was only charging like $60, and they were beautiful. I mean, she had all this color change in them. But I still like, because I don't have a whole lot of extra cash, like I couldn't really just buy the $60 sweater, even though that's not that bad. And I felt so bad for her because her work was really nice and the colors she put together were amazing. And, the sizing on them looked pretty good. But, people can't always do that because you don't really expect that at the flea market or the farmer's market, and that's where she was. Oh, so yeah. So anyway, Diamond Ring Girl, you will love Plum Creek. And they have a store in there too. I don't know if you're into, like, they had corn the other day, sweet corn. Now, they were a little expensive, um but I'll tell you like the quick story. So these people bought this, like there was a farm there, and this family bought um it was like this rundown farmhouse, and then they started, selling stuff out of it. But anyway, they went back and they tore it down and rebuilt it. And the building that they have now is gorgeous. Like, it's really nice. Yeah. So, and then they have good food. Yeah. So their food is decent. And let's see, Carol said the knitting class I'm taking is teaching Portuguese. Now, see, I haven't learned that yet. Ah, which is supposed to have very few hand movements. Okay. Yeah. And I understand, like, if you have arthritis and stuff, that's a situation for sure. Okay. I have to check out the Portuguese. There was a lady who was talking about it. And oh, can you tell me your email? Oh, I can actually type it in now. So, yeah. Let's see. Hopefully this will. Yeah, here we go. Hopefully this works. And let me know. Hopefully I typed this right. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I didn't have my other device up when we were talking earlier. But there it is. Oh, no, no problem. How many different styles of knitting are there? Ooh, I don't know. Well, the ones I know are the English, the German, or they call it German, or it's continental, uh, Portuguese, and then there's a fair isle where they do the sort of the mosaic, where they a lot of color changes. Yeah, there's a few knitting, but that's what most people do. But the basic ones are the continental, which is the where people sort of do like crochet. They have a. It depends on what side, but like you can carry you can hold your tension in your right hand, or you can hold your tension in your left hand, and then they just sort of pick around the needle to get the stitches. And those are the two most common. But yeah, there's others, and I'm sure there's others. But yes, it's gorgeous. I mean, like, and I think you have to find like what works best for you. You know what I mean? But normally it's continental and the English, or the yeah, continental or English. Yep. So so it depends on what you're used to. But like I said, I always feel like I never seem to lose stitches if I do each one individually. Which is kind of the English, throwing the yarn around the hook, taking it off. And for me, this is the best. And like I said, I usually don't have any issues. But Continental is a little bit faster. But the Portuguese, I have to look that up. But they were talking about it. Yeah. Okay. And then, okay, Norwegian. There we go. Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah. And then yeah, and then God's Desire says I switch between Continental and Norwegian depending on the project. Nice. Oh, you want to make some dish towels? Okay, Miss Tasharia. Okay, girl. Yeah, just hit me up. Yeah, so a dish towel is just a basic square, and you make it whatever size you want. Like, I tend to make mine about 6 or 7 inches because I like them just about the size of my hand. So I just kind of go my hand a little bit under my hand, and you just sort of go around, and you just count your stitches. A lot of people do them 7, 8 inches. I always say, like, I like to, oops, hold on a second. I just like to make mine just slightly bigger than my hand. And the scrubbies, you could do round ones, you could do round ones or square ones. It's really like what you like, and that's kind of what you do. But usually, crocheting in the round is a little bit scary for new people. But, if you just make a rectangle, just a flat one, you can do that. Yep. That's really all you need is some cotton yarn. And then it's pretty simple. But yeah. Let me see. I tried Continental, but I can't get the hang of it. That's for Diamond Ring Girl. I do English flicking. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, Continental's okay. It's just that it for me, I'm slower, which is not a positive, which I think is hilarious that it's slower for me. But everybody goes, it's faster, and I'm like, not for me. I mean, the knit stitch is faster. I think the purl stitch is a little bit harder with the Continental. I mean, I can do it, but it's not pretty. Now, let me see. I can show you. Hopefully, I won't drop my stitch, but here goes. Let me see if I can do it here. Continental. Yeah. But that's how I do it. I have to flick my finger around to get that stitch to really. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the purling with the Continental. It's terrible. See how slow I am? Ridiculously slow. But some people do it faster. But there it is. Yeah. So because I'm purling right now. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, you just sent the email. Okay, great. And we'll check it out. Yeah. Yep. But like I said, I'm very slow. You saw that. That was like slow motion. Yep. Oh, good. All right. So I'm going to put on my calendar. I got to go to Plum Creek. Oh, darn. I have to go to Plum Creek. But anyway, they have good ice cream. But anyway, so that family bought this thing. So it was dilapidated. Then the business really grew. And they have a little store. Like their store is not the greatest. But, the ice cream is the best, and they have cows. But anyway, the poor husband passed away. He had an accident kind of in between all this huge growth they had. It was very sad. So the husband passed away. I don't know how how the family's making out, but I just remember they just moved. They lived down the street from me. And then they bought this place kind of down the street from me, like another farms. They bought 2 farms. I'm like, whoa, it's pretty cool, and they're doing very well. Yeah. Now I kind of wish I had opened a little thingy. You know what I mean? Because that would have been convenient. Yep, right down the street. Let me see here. Come on, screen. Oh, here we go. Yes. Oh, I was doing good. Oh, thank you, Diamond Girl. Yeah. That's why you like Norwegian purling. That's what God's Desire is saying. Yes. Yeah, it's crazy. But I think for me, I'm very slow. So I have to check out this Norwegian. I saw, like I said, they were talking about Portuguese, and I said, I got to see what's going on. But that's really cool, all these different styles. But yeah, I learned, kind of the basic way, nothing fancy. But I did, like I said, I learned the color change, and the color change really comes out pretty, when you do these sweaters and stuff. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. And I don't know if you saw, but during this knitting class, this girl had on a like a Norwegian or Fair Isle sweater that she made herself, and it was really not, and she had a lot. It was only 2 colors, but she had so many designs around the yoke of the sweater. It was crazy. And she said it was 5 years old, the one that she was wearing. It was wool, some kind of a wool or wool blend. It's pretty. And I said, darn, I kind of like that sweater, but I don't know if I have the patience to make it right now, because I really don't want to count. That's my whole thing. Yep. Oh, yes. You saw it. I really want to learn that. Oh, it's pretty. No, it's not hard. You just have to follow the pattern. It's sort of like mosaic if you do crochet. You just have to follow the pattern, the picture. You know what I mean? Like they always give you a little chart, and it's really not hard. Because believe it or not, that was my first project. I made a sweater like that, and it was bad. It was awesome. I was surprised at how easy it was. It's not easy. I mean, it's not hard. It's just you got to read. You really have to read and count and make sure. And once you do a row or 2 or 3, it kind of flows. Like your brain just goes, okay, new color. All right. trim that off or whatever you do. You know, you don't trim it, but like sometimes you let it float. And I forget, I think that's how I did mine. So the inside of the fabric is a little bit, it's a little scary because you have all these strings kind of hanging, but they don't come out, you know, and it comes out really, it's really fun. And then, you know, when you see everything just come together, it's just amazing. Yep. But it's gorgeous. And hers was really nice. And she had spent some time, you know, you could tell she had about 3 or 4 different patterns going in that sweater. And I was like, ooh, check her out. All fancy. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, you know, it's so easy. Once you get used to it, yeah, you get real. Anyway, there's the purple. All right. So there we go. But yeah, so I've been really, there we go. Let me come back. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. My lighting has just been weird the last couple of days. I should open my window. But anyway, so yeah, so purple. And I did all this camel. I did about 3 or 4 rows of camel and then 3 or 4 rows of the purple. And then I think after that is, yeah, I think it's green. Yeah, so it kind of repeats this green. So it goes purple, green, and then yellow. And then after that, I forget where this goes. But this whole project, you know, is very, very simple. And I just had to go in my stash. I couldn't believe I had all these colors. I didn't have to buy anything, you know. So, but camel's kind of the base color because you have the biggest sections of that in there. But yeah, but Doctor Who, it's kind of cool. Yeah. Let me see. Yes, I saw it. Yeah, really want to learn. But that's good. But anyway, we got 14 people. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate you. So let's see. So yeah, we got to get Tisharia getting that we got to get her on the scrubby. Yeah, scrubbies are pretty simple. I wish I had some cotton nearby. I do not. I put all my cotton away. But yeah, I did that. Let me see. But I did some baby stuff. So these are my baby gloves. I did these the other day. These are cute. So if if the baby has a long nails, you can put these on. And this only took me like an hour and a little bit, like not long. I sewed them up. So I've been doing a lot of like random stuff, but I'm trying to work on some baby stuff. I got some baby stuff going. And my husband bought me this. We found this at I don't know if it must have been Michael's. Yeah, I went through their clearance. This is backwards, of course. Went through the clearance section and they had this crochet kit for $2. And I don't know if you can see that. It's not easy to read. But it's $2. And it's a unicorn mug cozy. So the face is really cute on there. And they give you all the stuff in there. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to try that at some point. But I said, man, my husband has a good eye. Every now and again, he gets, some good stuff. And I was surprised he was actually buying yarn. That's not his usual. Oh, and look who's here. Oh, thank you guys so much. And isn't that cute? And there's Scott. Hey, Scott, welcome in. One of the members. Hey, thanks for popping in. And Denise is saying very cute. Yeah, it's very exciting. Let me see. Hold on a second here. I'll do one quick thing, and I'll show Tisharia how to get this. I see a ball of cotton. Hang on. Got to bend over here. I dropped it, but I'll show you. I'll show you how you kind of get started on this. Now, this may be. Hopefully, you can see this. This color is really weird, and I was trying to decide what to do with this color. But this lady gave me this cotton the other day. And but anyway, so this is the scarf, so we're gonna keep going with that. But like I said, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, and I got about right now it's really long. Like it goes around my shoulder, pretty far. Like a couple it goes around twice. But let me see, I'll show you this real quick. But this is somebody gave me this, and this is sugar and cream. And this is 100% cotton. But if you get yourself one of these are good for the let me see if there's a... Oh, good, I found the... Did I find the... I never can find the pull thing in here. Oh, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do it from the outside. But I can't remember how many stitches. This is kind of a big hook, but I'll put a little tail on there. But let me just see here. I think it's 4 stitches is about an inch. So that's like one. That's about 2 and a little bit. Let's see. That's 3. Yep. So here's my hand. This is the way I always go. I always go, there's my hand. And that's about the length of my hand there. So I think I did 15. See, a lot of people, they were saying to do 25, and I think 25 is too many. Now, this is a J, which is a pretty big hook, 5 3/4. Like, usually if you do a G hook, you might want to do, I always find if I do 15 to 20, I get a pretty good size with a J hook. And then you might want to do maybe 25 at the most with something smaller. And then, it comes out really nice. It's a good size. Oh, okay. And Renee said, I'm making Ellie sweaters again with her winter approaching. Nice. Yeah, I lost track on how many stitches, but I always just kind of eyeball it like that. So it's going to end here and then go over here. But I always like it just I don't know. It's like, for me, that's good. That's a good size. Because my hands are not that big. I mean, they're not small, but they're not big. You know what I mean? And then depending on what you want to do, I always do like a single crochet, which is a smaller stitch. But, you could do half double crochet and have little holes in them because these cotton things do take a while to dry. So you kind of you want them to be a little bit holy, not holy, but to give it some breathe room, because I always find out that if you, sometimes these take a while to dry, but I'll tell you, these feel good if you're, like if you do a washcloth, and I don't know if you like a big washcloth, but these feel good on your skin. Like if you have, I have a little bit of eczema. Sorry to overshare. But you know how you have this little spot of eczema? It's very itchy. So I always find that if I just get the washcloth and go right in there, I feel good. And I'm like, woo! It's always like right in the middle of my back where I can't reach. But let's see if this may not be long enough. But we'll see. See how it goes here. Yeah, and I'm not a pencil holder. A lot of people are pencil. I did these a little tight, but we'll see how long this is so you can sort of see. But this is variegated, makes little patterns. I don't know if this will make a nice pattern. Sometimes they come out real cool. But let me see. I thought I had I think I put all these away. Yeah, like I was putting away all my projects because I had these 2 random washcloths. I made it was a little bit small. Let's see how this one comes out. Yeah. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's not a bad size. I'll count my stitches. I forgot to count. But I did about 5 inches. Oops, look at this big knot in there. There we go. Don't want to do a knot. But that's what I've been doing is I just sort of pick the size. So I like to have it in my hand. Like people fold them over, but then I feel like they don't dry fast enough for my taste. Then they're gross. And even like, and you could even make a dish towel with this. But that's your basic square. So you want to make it, however many inches or millimeters, centimeters. And then, you make it a complete square. And that's all you do. And you just keep going back and forth. And that's the easiest way, which is real nice. But yeah, this may even be too long. Yeah, I don't know. It's on the edge. But here's my hand. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than my hand. That's my hand. But I always like it just a little under. But I could pull a couple of those out. But that's the way I go. And I just keep going. Yep. Oh, cruising is fun anytime. Good to see you. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Nice. Good to see you guys. Okay. Oh, Diamond Ring Girl. Yeah, I've heard of this one. So she said, my favorite dishcloth pattern is called the 29 stitches. I find it's perfect size, free pattern. Yeah, I always do a little under. Yeah. But 20, yeah, I've heard that 25, 29. Yep. Yeah, and there's also grandma's favorite dishcloth or something. I don't know if I'm calling it the right thing, but it's there's kind of that thing too. Yeah. So I've been sort of playing around, but I usually don't do the fancy one. I know Suzanne does that one. She does the grandma's fancy. I forget, it was famous dishcloth or something like that. That one's pretty because it has the eyelets in it. So it's cute. Yeah, but I don't do it. I should do it, but I don't. Yes. So how are you, Cheryl? How's everything going? I was in the bushes this morning and you guys were live. I was cleaning. Yeah, I was unfortunately cleaning the kitchen, so I wasn't typing. Had my hands and stuff. So, but here's another row. But see, like I said, yeah, crochet is faster, isn't it? So I'm just cranking out these rows. Yeah. But like I said, I enjoy the knitting. Now, I don't do weaving. I don't know if anybody does weaving. That's the one thing I just never got into. But that's really fast. I've heard that that's very fast. You can knock out some dishcloths that way too. I appreciate you. Thank you to all the members and to the subscribers on the channel. We appreciate you so much. Because without us, we're all by ourselves. Yes. And Scott is saying, I'm sorry, Cheryl's saying all is well. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Yes, yes. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. So like I said, I worked on my Doctor Who scarf. Still going. I'm trying not to bore people to death with that thing, but this is like this is real life. Knitting takes a minute to get stuff done. So you really have to, kind of work on it and like let it go. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm being way too tight. I got to loosen up my grip here. Doing the grip. Yeah, I got to loosen up. But that's probably just like last night I slept really weird. And, I told my husband, I was like scrunched up. So I said, I gotta relax. Gotta relax. Here we go. So I got to the end here. But that was so funny. But yeah, I'm just doing single crochet here. If I can get in there. See, I'm doing this way too tight. But anyway, there it is. But yeah. So that's a good size there. I mean, like I said, for me, I like them a little bit smaller. But I'm using a J hook, which is a little bit too fat. Like you probably should use a smaller hook. But I just, at this point, this is what I had nearby. So I grabbed that. But you see this comes out really pretty. And you don't have to do anything because the yarn does all the work. Yeah, which is nice. Very nice. Yes, yes. Let's see. Oh, you have the loom, Renee's saying. Still in the box, LOL. I love it. See, that's the funny thing. Like, yes, Cheryl's husband does loom knitting. He's like cranking them out. I don't know how he does it. Like, it's funny. I think that's just for certain people. Yeah, I did a little bit of loom knitting. Like, I followed the one lady who was really into the loom knitting about 5 years ago. And I followed her for forever and ever and ever. And I tried making some of the stuff, but it's weird. Like, doing the purl stitch in loom knitting is terrible. I was shocked at the number of steps that you had to do. It was absolutely horrible. And I said, well, I'm faster just purling it myself. I sure did. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm good. But the knit stitch you can do really well on there. Oh, but you guys, I have to tell you this. I saw this on Instagram. Apparently, Walmart has some crocheted sweaters. I think they're knitted. I don't know. They had some sweaters that look like crochet. And the thing that was weird was they were talking about how they're doing this kind of sneaky pricing where there weren't price tags on the item. And then they were saying, and so anyway, so all the people in the chat were like, yeah. Anyway, so this guy was ranting because they're doing like random pricing. So like, it just depends on who walks over, how much the price is. I said, well, what is that all about? You know what I mean? And so somebody was like, well, just use the app, and they were like, hey, boomer, you should just use the app. And I'm going, no, that's not the point. The point is that they're being like a little funky with the pricing. So who knows like who pays more and who pays less? Like or why they even come up with why the pricing should be altered. I don't know. It was very weird. But they had these, and this woman was kind of like putting her hand through these sweaters, and they almost looked crocheted. It was really interesting. Oh, okay. Cruising is fun anytime. I wish. Oh, you can only knit. Oh, Cheryl. Oh my goodness. And there's Noni May's life. Hey, girl. And the same with knitting machine in the box. Good intentions. Yeah, that would be good as a shower mitt. I think it's so good. Oh, you have this. Oh, Cheryl has this yarn. That's funny. Yeah, somebody gave me this. They had a bunch of cotton, and I just, I never turn away cotton. Like the other stuff, a lot of times I get yarn and they'll go, oh, sock yarn or whatever. But like I said, this woman gave me this sock yarn, and I think I'm definitely going to knit a hat. So I'm going to see how that works out. But I didn't like it as a sock because the colors were just very, it was a little bit of it was like that um, chartreuse. It was like chartreuse brown and something left. Like it was just, for me, not my cup of tea. And even she hated it, so that's why she was giving it away. But I said, I'm gonna wash it, maybe, throw a hat on or something. Because I think it would probably be a nice hat. And that's about all the yarn that I have, because those skeins are really tiny. So how are you doing, Noni? Behaving yourself? I'm trying. Well, I'm not trying to behave, but I'm just doing my thing. Yeah. I did a little knitting, a little crocheting today. But I figured like this is a good way to do this washcloth. To kind of give Miss Tisharia some idea what it looks like. But it's pretty simple. Yep, everybody's saying hi. I'm barely a boomer, lol, and so are you. I know, but you know what's funny? Well, like I said, it was mean. See, everybody's so mean. Like, why do you got to be mean? So what I'm saying is, they're like, see, the thing is, I used to have a bunch of apps on my phone from these stores and stuff, but they were really messing with my phone. Like, my phone was having all kinds of issues, and I finally like said, this is too much. And I got rid of them all. I had all these different stores on my phone. Michael's, I'm just going to tell you, it was like Michael's, Target, Walmart, and one more. There's got to be one more. And it was like messing with my phone. So I just got rid of them. And guess what? My phone ran like nothing. Like no issues, no running out of memory, all this crazy stuff. But so the thing about it is, but they say that they're changing the prices depending on who walks by. And I'm kind of like, I don't quite agree with that. But, that's what's happening. Oh, my kids always call me Boomer. That's what Noni's saying. I answer to Boomer Mama. Nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So the whole thing is, but like I said, everybody. See, and the thing is, for me, I don't care if I have the app. Like, I don't really care. I don't have to have all that crap on my phone, and that's all I'm saying. It's not that I don't want to use the apps, but I just don't want all this crap on my phone. And you know what? I used to have Joanne on my phone. That's the other app I had. That thing was always tracking. And I would say, please don't track. And guess what? It was tracking. Do you know why I know it was tracking? Because we had Michaels and Joanne. We know within a mile of each other where I live. So I go into and my husband and I don't spend a lot of time at Michael's because it's kind of expensive, right? And they were having like some kind of, it was like one of the holidays. So we go in there for the sales. And oh, there's Susan E. Hello. Good to see you. She's saying hi, everybody in the chat. And the thing that happened was I go into Michael's, and guess what pops up on my phone? A notification from Joanne, which is a mile away at the time. And I said, these suckers are tracking me, even though I, asked them not to track. So that's what I hate about these apps. And then, like I said, it was just using all the resources on my phone. So it was running kind of chuggy, it was chugging. Not chugging, but it was not chugging. I wanted it to be a little better. So anyway, so I got rid of them all. And Target was another one. No, but like I said, Joanne was the worst. It tracked. And like I said, the one time I went, oh, and then the one time I went into Hobby Lobby, it started tracking. And it said, "Hey, Michaels." And I went, no, no, I'm sorry. It said, "Hey, Joanne's is having blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, ready to chop somebody in the throat. But anyway, there's that. And his see Tashari is saying, "Oh, there's Miss Anna. Hello. Good to see you." Everybody's saying hi. Nice. How are you, young lady? Yes. And then Renee said, "Yeah, they have rewards and teacher discounts on some apps. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, see, and that's what we would do. We would do that, which is good." And then Renee's saying, "Hi, my Anna. Oh, that's so cute." And Miguel's here. Hello. Good to see you. Hopefully everything's going well with you. I'm watching the chickens and the cats. Cat videos. Yeah, I am enjoying those very much. But anyway, so there's the start of a washcloth. So that's not bad, you know. But that's all you do, and you just keep going till you get the size you want, and you're good to go. Yes. And Anna's saying, "How are you?" "Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm hanging out, trying to get a few little things done, and then, you know, and then getting my life together." But like I said, my oh, Yuna's still here. You're back. Thank you for coming in. All right. And everybody's saying hi. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now I'm working on this washcloth for Life with Tasharia. Yes. But I figure out, but this is the process. And I like I said, I do single crochet. I mean, you can do any stitch. But I just figure, it's like it's nice and bumpy, and it does get all the, it's good for scrubbing. Like if you need to scrub something, you get and this you get this little nice little, I don't know, little bumpy thing going on. Now, if you knitted this, you could do garter stitch, and you even get more of a bumpy. I like to do the garter stitch for the washcloths too, and that feels really good. If you get this cotton, yep, it feels great, and that's what I do. Hmm. But yeah, Joanne was tracking me. I was like, "All right, Joanne, I see you. You got Willie's dessert hangout. Ooh, hello, good to see you." Yep, say hi to Yuna. Yuna's from the Ukraine. Oh, scary story. It's not that scary, but let's see. And me say, I never crocheted anything, but I bought a starter kit. Now the kits are hard, I will tell you. Um, Life with Tasharia. Yeah. So the starter kits are, it depends on the hook. Make sure it's a good solid hook. Because sometimes they give you these hooks that are really, really cheap. And sometimes they're, like, I'm trying to think here. Like this one here, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can stick it out here. Sorry about the crinkle. I'll try not to lose the pieces. But sometimes, actually, this is a pretty good hook. So so a lot of them, they give you a hook. And as long as it's made well, if it's reasonably thick and not plastic, you're good. But a lot of times they give you hooks that are very, very thin. So that's the only thing. So, just be careful, because you might have trouble with the hook or the yarn. Sometimes they give you chintzy yarn. But, it's a good place to start. But that, sometimes you'll find that the yarn might be splitty. And I've had that happen to me. Even though I've been doing it forever, I still split the yarn in some of those kits. So just depends. Yeah. Oh, you got a shout out. Yes. And you got the same hook. Okay. Nice. And then Diamond Ring Girl says, "Clean up my emails yesterday. I still had some from Joanne's store. LOL." Yep, Joanne. Oh, and Noni has me hooked on prim hooks. That's what Susan said. Yeah, prim hooks are nice. They really are. Now, this is just this is Boy. Yes, this is Boy. I mean, I use them all. And it's funny, I don't really have a favorite. I have a Furls, which I don't use. But, I have like one or two of those. And someone gave me the fancy one, the new one that they have. I forget what it's called. It's the metal ones. Yeah, I think it's inline metal, metallic. Oh, those are really nice. I need to pull that one out actually. I should be using that right now. But But I've been finding like a lot of random hooks, and sometimes, if you buy yarn from Goodwill, they have hooks in the bag. So if you have to do, let me see here. Yeah, if you look inside of the yarn, sometimes you'll see a nice hook in there. So that's a little tip. And I learned that from one of my yarn ladies from my group. Yes. Oh, you got to go, Una. Okay, thanks for coming. Get some cotton. I like the cotton. And there's I forget the cotton. Like Dollar Tree has nice cotton too. There's cotton. Yeah, so the Dollar Tree has it. Walmart, all those. And Walmart has a big cone. You know, and then they have these little balls, and they're usually a couple of dollars. But yeah, the cotton's really nice, and it's just when you like it's a little like thick, but once you wash it, it gets really really soft, and then you go, ooh, wow, this is nice. Yeah, I wouldn't make clothing out of this, but I love the way it feels when you wash it. And some of these dark colors, they do fade. That's the only thing. So I would kind of stick with white or the tans or whatever, something a little bit like this color. I know the minute I wash this is going to fade, which is very tragic. But I love the color. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, the color's great, but it's not going to last. So it's got a little bit of brown and a little beigey thing, a little bit of pinkish kind of going on there. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Yes. Let's see. Oh, you're back. Okay, Diamond Ring Girl, I see you. Yes, yes, she likes the Hobby Lobby cotton and Walmart brand cotton. I find best price per yard, so that's a good hint right there. Oh, you're back. Yeah, the Walmart cotton is nice. It is nice. Yeah. Yep. It's very nice. And I know, like, I have some of the Dollar Tree stuff, and it's premier, and one ball will make a washcloth. It's a little bit small. They only give you like 80 yards. It's not much. They're kind of chintzy, but $1.25. I don't know if that's cheap. I don't think so. It probably isn't. But I've made some, and that's like a polyester blend with the cotton, and the colors are really nice. So but try them all. That's what I always say. Try a couple different brands, and you'll find out which one you like better real fast. Yep. But washing that, like I said, these colors are going to fade, but it is what it is. That's kind of what happens. Let's see. So my two-time tail is drying. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. And you have to go soon. Yeah, and me too. Oh, your cosplay tail is dry. Gotcha. And I like to price my yarn per yard, even when they say it's on sale. Sometimes it isn't a good price. That's what Diamond Ring Girl's saying. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, and that's for sure. You really should do that. And you should do that even with food. Like if you look at the price per ounce or whatever, or price per gallon, that's a good way to sort of compare two different ones, whatever it is. And that's a good way to do it with the yarn. Yep, price per yard. Yep. And Suzanne was right. The Joanne, the big twist. It was good when it was $2.50 or $1.99 or $1.75. I think it went down. It was like $1.60 when it was at its cheapest. I think it was like $1.60, and I didn't buy it. And I was like, Kelly, you didn't even buy one. Nope. And I remember people were hauling that stuff, and I went, holy smokes! And they bought like 60, 70 skeins at the time. That was like a year and some ago. I remember that. But yeah, but that's the best way to try it out. Yep. Check the price per yard or whatever. There's another thing there. Let's see. Is it okay if I tag you in a video? Oh, sure. No problem. Yes. And yep. And let's see. Diamond Ring Girl said, for sure, food is a huge to compare price. That's right. Oh, wait. Left hand crochet. No. No. Now, a lot of these, when you look at tutorials, I think, so the problem is with these cameras, I can't get it to unmirror, like it's mirroring. And I don't know why it's doing that. Let me see. Yeah, it's backwards. Yes, it is. Yeah, I can't get it to unmirror. I tried. I did 2 different settings. It just didn't work. I was so mad. I went, oh, man, why won't you unmirror? Yeah. But a left crochet, so if you look at a lot of tutorials, what they do is they video them. with the right hand, and then they flip the camera, and that's all they do. But there's a ton of them. Yeah, you can look at so many things. Yep, and that's how they do it. Little dirty secret. I told them. But yeah, I am a righty. Let's see. Oh, you're a lefty. Oh, this is just a washcloth, Miss Anna. And yeah, and it's just a square. Let me see if I can get that back there a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's it. You just make it till it's square. And you could use it a washcloth or a dishcloth. Yeah. And this is just single crochet. And they say, let's see. Diamond Ring Girl said 29 stitches. I think I did a little less. Let me see if I can count real quick. I always do it smaller because I don't like my hand. I don't like it hanging over my hand too much. But these little when you do single crochet, you get these nice. It's a little bit of a bump, but you could do double crochet or half double crochet, which is probably faster. But I think this looks neat, and you get a nice little scrub. Let's see. I love the little laugh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh wait, it's flipped. Yep. And I don't know why. Like I can't. They don't. Like I'm having trouble. See, if I used my computer, I could flip the camera. But right now, I don't know what it is. Oh boy, with this. Oh, I got a big knot here. Hold on. I don't know what it is with the vertical streaming. They don't let you flip. I tried a couple different things. It was like, nope, not happening. But what I'll do is I'll finish this row and just say thank you to everybody who's come in and supports the I Bring It Everyday channel. It's always fun that people come and hang out. I really appreciate it. And like I said, this is my creative outlet, the channel. So I'll do some knitting and some crocheting. And I try to do a little flea marketing when I can. And tomorrow's flea market day, but I have a feeling it's going to rain. It's been looking threatening all day. Or for like the last couple of days, it's been that way. Because we got some of the remnants of that storm, whatever that last storm was. But let's see. Oh, what's the plan for lunch? Oh, Yuna means snowy. I didn't know that. All right now. Oh, lunch plan. I don't know. I didn't eat breakfast. Can you believe it? I just had coffee. I had 1 cup of coffee. No sugar. And that was breakfast. I notice when I eat that, I'm always pretty full. But somebody was talking about, they say hard-boiled eggs are good because it fills you. So I said, that sounds good. Actually, I was thinking about tuna fish for lunch, which is not that exciting at all. But I was thinking about that, so we'll see. But my husband's at a class right now. He's taking a gardening thing. So he's chilling out. They're having like this huge gardening conference right now. And he's like, do you want to go? And I'm like, no, I'm going to be sleeping in there. I have to keep myself moving. But I cleaned the kitchen. I was good. Well, let's see here. We've got, so yeah. Okay, so Susan E. said, I've been making a lot of hats and scarves for donations for food pantries. That's great. I'm glad you reminded me. So that's the whole thing. So we do washcloths as donations, and the hats and scarves are great. And there's quite a few of the crochet community that's doing the donations. And my group does some donations as well. And they donate, I think both of them are like church missions. So they take these things overseas. At least they used to. Now I think with all the shipping and stuff now, they may not be able to ship as much because we were they were mailing boxes in boxes of washcloths and hats and stuff for people. But I don't know if that's, they said now it's getting very expensive. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it a little bit less. But yeah, we always donate these and people really enjoy them, and they always put a little bit of, but now I think there's something with the customs. Oh, here we go. So Eunice saying, think of macaroni for dinner. Oh, it's 1930 in Ukraine. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, the different time zones, right? Yeah, but I love the hats. Yeah, so I always say, if you can, donate hats, scarves, blankets. Because we have homeless shelters. There's a lot of homeless shelters in the area, and people, they do need the blankets. Now, it's funny because when you go in the thrift stores, there's a lot of blankets that don't even sell. That's why I said I hope they donate them somewhere else. I don't know what they do with that stuff that doesn't sell, but I noticed that they throw a lot of that away, which is very tragic. Yeah. Because I guess it was a week or so ago, I went into the G store, and the person was taking the glass off the shelf and throwing it into a bin, and they were throwing it like a basketball, so it was breaking. And I said, oh, I guess they're throwing it away. That's what they were doing. And I just went, oh wow, kind of interesting. But yeah, donate all these things and give them to real charities. Like I said, homeless shelters, food pantries, which is good. Susan, yeah, people really enjoy it. Because I think like you need a hat, you need some, no matter where you are, really. And I did make a summer hat for the garden, because I'll tell you, that sun was getting me the other day. I got to get outside and mow again, because we've had so much rain, coming in. So that garden is flying. And I think you still remember, but I'm crocheting a gigantic dumpling pillow. That's it. It's going to be humongous. That's cool. I haven't done a pillow. So that's the thing. I know I saw your comment. I missed your comment because it flew by, but it's the pillow. Yeah, it's nice. Very nice. And there's the cat. Thank you for the cat. And the president wants to put his face on Mount Rushmore. Just a bit of news. Interesting. Sorry, I had to throw that. No, that's very interesting. Oh, a body pillow. Yeah, this guy's really interesting. That's all I can tell you. He really gets into some stuff, some shenanigans. Every time you say, I can't believe he did X, Y, and Z, it just keeps going. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, see, first of all, have any of you guys been to Mount Rushmore? I went when I was really, really young. I was probably like 6 years old. And I remember seeing that and kind of being like, is that all there is? Plus, I wouldn't even want my face on anything like that. Oh, you are? No, I knew you were a girl, Una. Yep. No, they should leave Mount Rushmore alone. That's what Diamond Girl's saying. Yeah. Oh, well, it's fine because you're non-binary. Gotcha, Una. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, you did? Yeah. So what'd you think of that, Susan? So I wasn't that impressed with that. I thought I was kind of, I don't know, I had more expectations or higher expectations. Mm-hmm. But it was weird, So I don't know. I was kind of like, oh, all right. But that's usually what happens when you go somewhere. It's not that exciting. Yeah, or it's kind of like you're half whatever. You kind of go, cool. But then you're like, okay, I'm bored. Let's keep it moving. Yeah. I think that's what happened with that one. I kind of said, all right, so what I'm going to do is send you some good vibes. Send everybody some good vibes here. I don't think this is going to work that well, but we'll see. And thank you so much for coming in. And going to be having a late night crochet session. Okay, Una, gotcha. And good luck with that. It wasn't that great for sure, Susan. That's what I thought too. I was just like, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Still doing the pillow. No, I got you. Some happy vibes. Oh, and there's Zach. Oh, sorry, Zach. I missed you. Hello. Good to see you. And take care, everyone. Yep, I got 2 minutes. I got a minute and a half, so we'll do that. I'm going to try this. I'm not that good at doing this. Oh, there it is. Yes. I think we're now besties. Yes. Yes. All right now. Kitties. Very nice. Take care. I'll see you Friday. Yeah, we will definitely hook up. Yes. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming in. Like I said, enjoy the process. I did a little crocheting today. We'll do the summary. A little crocheting. You know, worked a few rows on my Doctor Who scarf. It's still going. Got a long way to go here, but it's long. You know, but we'll keep it going. But like I said, make something pretty. Enjoy the process, and yeah, have a great day. Thank you so much. Peace and love. Oh, what time do I? Oh, what time's the next? I don't know. So I've been sort of popping up. Ooh, but yeah, reach out to me and then I'll let you know. But you're coming on later tonight, or later. I guess it'll be, yeah, it'll probably be late here. But anyway, thank you so much. Take care. Peace and love. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Take care. Bye bye.